What's up, baddies? Welcome to the Bad Apartment Podcast. This is literally okay. So this is like the probably the fourth time I've started recording this because it's just me today, and I don't know. It's weird, right? I'm just kind of sitting in a room, at a table, my cat's running around, and I'm talking to myself. I guess it's not that unusual, but the fact that five people out there are going to listen to it. That's the real unusual part. But yeah, this is the first Kolecast because Trevor, for one reason or another, said that he wasn't in the mood today. Maybe too many tater tots. Yeah, because he was out in the sun. Actually, you know what? He didn't do shit today. You know what? Fuck this. This is gonna be the Roast Trevor podcast. Okay, he didn't do shit today. He said he was gonna clean someone's gutters. Guess what? Didn't fucking do it. No. I mean, yesterday he went to Worlds of Fun, but fuck, that's a fun time. He's complaining, it was hot outside. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. We're in this together. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna have a great podcast. The fact that you guys are still listening to this means that we're gonna have a great fucking podcast. Because guess what? I actually did shit today. I was being proactive, okay? Because actually, you know what? I was doing something that I should have done a long time ago. I just actually had a reason to do it now. So what I did was, you might have had this problem. I have one of those showers, right, with one of those bathtub showers where you have to pull the curtain closed, and it was clogged up. So this shit was not draining at all. And what I tried to do initially, like I'm talking like a few weeks ago, is I got a coat hanger, like one of those wire ones, and I made a little contraption where I can kind of grab onto it, have a little like hook at the end, and I was just kind of digging in there, pulling out fucking shit and hair and I think I tore out a Band-Aid. It was disgusting, but it still wouldn't drain. So finally, I figured out today how to twist that sucker off. It was a pain in the ass. I had to watch like 5 different YouTube videos to figure out how to twist this thing off. When I finally got it, just clumps of hair. I'm talking these big, round motherfuckers. It was gross. And it was kind of gooey, It was just like gunk from probably months and months of me not cleaning my shower out. I'm sorry, that's a bad visual, but it was nasty. It's probably all kinds of things down there. Grime, foot fungus, cum, probably lots of cum. Ugh, it's nasty. But I finally cleaned it out. I even went and bought some Drano. Actually, the whole Drano thing, that was probably one of the worst decisions I've made in a long time because I went to get the Drano. I went to Walmart on Sunday at fucking noon. Worst decision I've made in a long time. And I've made some very, very bad decisions very recently. It was awful. I don't want to talk about Walmart right now. It's going to give me flashbacks. There's people everywhere. You know what? I'm actually starting to understand why old men hate shopping so much. Because when I was a little kid, I was raised by women, like an older, of course, an older mom. I'm fucking so stupid. I was raised by my mother, and fuck you. Anyway, I hate shopping now. There was a million people. It gave me anxiety. I didn't like it. All I wanted was Drano and condoms. Literally all I wanted. I had to wade through fucking crowds and crowds of people. It was the shittiest thing ever. In hindsight, it is kind of funny. Drano and condoms. You know what someone's doing if they buy that, right? Yeah, they're fucking in the shower. And that's actually the exact reason why I got that. Because I have the chance to do that now. And you know what? No woman wants to be naked with you in the shower and then just in a few moments feel hair and whatever gunk just kind of slowly rising above her ankles. Ugh. No. Nobody wants that. No one's getting laid with that. It's like wearing cargo shorts. It's like wearing cargo shorts. You're not getting laid. You know what? Come to think of it, those little pads they have on some showers. Like you'll go over to a friend's house or usually an old person's house. Where they can't stand up, not even walking around on fucking carpet, right? They have those like little it's like maybe like a centimeter thick, those little rubber pads they have. That the only people that have those unless you're not like, unless you're elderly, you know that person's fucking in the shower, dude. You know what they're doing. That's the only reason to have that, because I mean, there's definitely a technique to having sex in the shower, right? Okay, so if you're a bigger guy and you're with a smaller girl, you have to fucking pick her up, right? Yeah, no, you have to grab her leg, her thighs, and like lift her off of the ground, and that shit's dangerous. I mean, I've slept in the bathtub just by myself, not having sex with anybody. A whole other weight of a human being under my arms, dude. Yeah, no, that's dangerous. Maybe I should get one of those pads. Anyway, actually, there is another way to have sex in the shower, and that's just straight up from behind. That's probably the safest way to do it. Is bend her over. Yeah, you can go a long way with that. But yeah, shower sex is probably one of the most overrated sexes, I would think, because you don't, it's not prime time to test your endurance, because it's pretty exhausting. It's almost like, yeah, no, your legs burn during shower sex. If you skipped leg day at all that week, you're not fucking standing in there, man. You're gonna fucking pass out. Your legs gonna get all wobbly. You're gonna lose it. You're gonna hurt that girl too. She's never coming back. Yeah, I wonder what is the most overrated sex. Probably shower sex. Car sex is pretty bad too, I guess, because you're all cramped. I mean, I guess it's fun. But the weird thing about car sex is that it's always in public. Yeah. If you're fucking in a car, you can get arrested. You know what? I almost got arrested for having car sex one time. I did. Yeah, okay, so I'll paint the picture for you, right? I was with my girlfriend in high school. Okay, I was 17 and she was 15. Okay, I was a little bit older. We had just seen a show or something, and we were driving around. At this point, we couldn't just go to one of our parents' houses because they would freak the fuck out. So we had to get down on our own time. We had to be a little bit creative. So what I did was, I pulled up to this hill, a hill that looks over all of Kansas City. It was actually pretty romantic, and as far as I know, it's a big, like, I guess, gay hookup place. I didn't know that at the time. In hindsight, now I know that. But anyway, we drove up there, and it was great. I had my Nissan Pathfinder. Okay, I put the seats down in the back so it's all flat. We drive up there. She climbs in the back seat. I climb in the back seat. Shit's going down. Clothes are coming off. It's fucking fantastic. And if I remember correctly, we hadn't had sex yet, so this was gonna be our first time. I was ecstatic. I was losing my mind. I was harder. I was hard as fuck. It was it was awesome. So we're getting there. We're breathing heavy. All the windows are fogged up and everything. And then, out of the back of my head, I see little red and blue lights. Popo rolls up. And I think I literally shit my pants. That was terrifying. So I'm sitting there, butt naked, shit in my car. And we're throwing our clothes on because you can't walk out, greet the police officer with your dick out. That would be kind of weird. I think he'd probably arrest you right away, or just fucking punch you. He can just punch your dick. I bet a police officer would totally be someone who would just punch a dick. But no, we put our clothes on. We walk out. He's showing his little flashlight in the back seat, and he makes us give him our IDs. Like, he probably thought that I was overage and she was underage. He probably thought it was some sort of weird statutory rape thing. Thank the Lord I was only 17, or I'd probably still be in prison, or at least have to come knock on people's doors and tell them I'm a sex offender. Yeah, I'm not allowed around schools. But yeah, it was awful. He let us go though. Luckily, he kind of just he gave us a warning. He asked if our parents knew we were out, and then he just kind of sent us home. So he was pretty chill about it. The weirdest part of that is that the next day, everybody knew about it, but I hadn't told anybody. I'm pretty sure she hadn't told anybody. Turns out, one of my friends from high school was the cop's son. Yeah, he lived right down the street. So he rolls up. I guess this cop actually said our names. And this kid knew exactly who we were. And was just going around saying, my cop busted Cole. Yeah. So I'm sure he had a real good fucking laugh with that shit. But yeah, don't have car sex. There's no point. You know, you might as well be fucking outside. You know, you'll get chiggers or goosebumps or something. Yeah, public's gross. Doing it on the floor is kind of cool, I guess. You'll get rug burn. I don't know. It's all for the excitement, I think. You know, like the taboo of it. I guess there is something cool there. But nothing beats a bed, man. It's just comfortable. And afterwards, you just roll over, fall asleep, you know. That's the shit. Speaking of that, Trevor's in the other room, probably having sex right now. I can usually hear him, actually. He thinks he's quiet. He says I'm loud. It's like two fucking woolly mammoths in there just going at it. Actually, what did I say? I think I said it was like listening to two walruses just fucking, just like slapping their big hairy lips. I'm sorry, guys. That's disgusting. Oh, that's an awful picture. Jesus. Oh, I apologize for the 5 of you listening to this. That is not a good image. So last night, I was coming home from work. I work at the hospital. And it was pouring rain pretty hard, but it didn't seem like it was going to get that bad. But then in the morning, I started driving around my neighborhood. Trees down everywhere. It's fucking awesome. This I actually saw. There was I think it was a big oak in front of some guy's house. It had actually fallen and landed right on the front of this guy's car. Just a little bitty coupe, just destroyed, man. Oh my gosh! And I was laughing my ass off. You know, sometimes I think it's like Cole, do you have any empathy whatsoever? Because I think that kind of shit's hilarious. You know, I really get off on disasters. You know what it is, I think, is I have this theory, right, that whenever there's a big storm, whether it be a snowstorm, ice storm, tornado, anything like that, anything where like people start buying more bread at Costco or whatever, you know, they just fucking clear the shelves of canned foods because they think it's like the apocalypse. If you get to that point, that like everyone's eating all the beans point, I say all laws are void. All laws are fucking void. You can do whatever you want at that point. I don't care if you're killing somebody, if you're selling drugs, or if you're just fucking running around naked. You know, you can run around naked in a snowstorm. No one's gonna say shit. No one's gonna say shit. Okay, all laws are void. All the cops are picking up people who have, you know, wrecked their car. All the firefighters are, you know, fucking, I don't know, using chainsaws to cut up fallen limbs and shit. You can do whatever you want. All laws are void. It gets me fucking hard. I love it. Whenever there's a big storm, I get kind of manic. I lose my mind. I just start jumping around. I want to go outside. You know, I should have been a storm chaser maybe. Yeah, that'd be cool. I love the thrill. I just love the thrill of when shit hits the fucking fan. It's a great time. You know, probably why I'm getting my... Oh, everybody! Look who's here! Oh, Trevor Tournier decided to walk in the room. Oh, look at him.
I'm not here.
Oh, he's just in his underwear. This is a sight to behold right here.
I'm not even in my underwear. I'm naked. He's just saying that for the sake of...
Get your dick off of me.
Sorry, dude.
What was going on in there, Trevor?
Don't worry about it.
You know, I'm in here. I'm trying to talk to myself, and you're just gonna wander on in, like it's no problem. Oh, he had to get a beverage, huh? I wonder why. Maybe he's a little parched from slapping walrus lips, huh? Is that right, Trevor? Yeah. He's in. You know, I was getting into a flow, and Trevor just runs in here and ruins it.
You're supposed to ignore me.
How am I supposed to ignore fucking Casper walking by me? A 300-pound Casper the Ghost just floating by me? I'm not ignoring that shit.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, he's pissed. You know what? This is. You know, I was just talking about how much I love disasters, and I think it's a fucking lie because I don't love you, and you're a fucking disaster, Trevor.
You fucking love me.
I do love you, but you are a disaster. You know.
Oh, no.
Speaking of disasters, you just wrecked your car on the. Well, not wrecked it. Your brake lines blew, didn't they?
Yeah, that's fucking gnarly.
Yeah, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, get the hell out of here. I'm trying to do a podcast. This is the Cole. This is the Kolecast.
Whatever.
Just trying to interrupt the Kolecast. That's fucking bullshit. What was I even talking about? I don't remember. Well, I'm going to Los Angeles next week. Next Thursday, I am out of here. Hey, don't you come out here anymore. Hey, go away, Trevor. Oh, he's gonna smoke a cigarette. That nasty motherfucker. Okay, cigarettes are fine. But yeah, so I'm going to LA, and I'm probably gonna do as many drugs as humanly possible. I'm really looking forward to it, because recently, hey, I can hear the cicadas out there. Why don't you just go outside? Ugh, giving me the cold shoulder, that cold flabby shoulder. All right. Yeah, they have dispensaries out there, so I'm definitely hitting that shit up. You know, okay, so here's what I want to do, really. I know it's kind of, I don't know, touristy. I don't give a fuck, I'm a tourist. To go up to the Hollywood sign, what I want to do is I want to get super high, right? I want to smoke a full blunt, you know, I want like brownies and gummies and all that edible shit. And I want to make that whatever it is, like 7-mile hike up to the Hollywood sign. I think it would be amazing. I love hiking and I love drugs. I think it'd be great. Just hoping I don't end up on Skid Row. This could be this could be the very last Bad Apartment podcast, because I very well might die. I might go out to LA and never come back. Oh well. But you know, drugs are fun. I actually stopped smoking weed for a long time. For probably 8 months there, I was just totally clean of weed, because it started making me like freak out a little bit. I have a feeling it was because there was a time there when I was hanging out with like a big like hippie crowd, right? I would go to these drum tribes down in like a big park, right? There'd be like a bunch of old people sitting around in a circle banging drums, and then there was all of us young kids out there just experimenting with shit. It was kind of it was like we were right out of the 1970s. It was like I don't know. It was like Woodstock without the good music, right? We would do everything, you know. We would do mushrooms, we would do ecstasy, acid, LSD, cocaine, everything. No one ever did heroin though. Thank the Lord, thank Joe Pesci, our Lord and Savior. But you know, I had some fun times. But I think I did a little bit too much there for a while. There was like 2 years there where I was just going hard every single week. Tripping all the time on like hallucinogens and everything. And I had mostly bad trips, because whenever okay, so for those of you who've never done LSD or acid or whatever, when you take it, okay, this is kind of how it goes. You take one tab, which is like on those little like pieces of paper, right? You put it on your tongue, it tastes gnarly, and it just kind of fucking dissolves there. And the thing is, it's like a sleeper, right? It's like one of those hot sauces when you bite into the wing. And you're like, oh, this isn't so bad. 5 seconds later, you know, you're like chugging waters, and like you fucking touched your eyeball, so you have to go to the fucking restroom. You're crying like a little bitch. That's kind of how acid is, right? Because at first, like the first like 20 minutes, half an hour, maybe even an hour, depending on what kind of batch you get, you don't feel a fucking thing. So you're sitting there like, oh fuck, it's not working. And then out of the fucking blue, it just hits you, and you are tripping fucking balls. I'm talking about hearing colors, you know, shadows are dancing, you know, all that kind of shit. And see, for me, the first time I did it, I didn't realize it would take so long to kick in. So I did that one tab, and I thought, oh, this is nothing. I took a second tab, and then I smoked a bunch of weed. Okay? I was losing my goddamn mind. I had a lot of auditory hallucinations, right? So what I ended up doing was I was in a house in Westport, the suburbs of Westport, Kansas City, and I kept looking out the mirror like, oh my god, there's a whole nother world out there. I gotta get out of here. So I literally just walked outside, middle of winter, just wandering up and down streets. Actually, I think Trevor was there, but he wouldn't do the drugs with me. So I told him I was on a quest to find his soul or some shit like that. I'm pretty sure I just did a bunch of like snow angels in some weird like frozen pond or some shit. It was great, actually. I had a great time. The weird thing is though, and I'm man enough to say this, whenever I do acid, I always end up fucking crying. I don't know why. It really affects me emotionally. Like what it does is, It makes okay. So all your senses go crazy, right? Your visual senses go crazy. You see colors that aren't there, motion that isn't there. Auditorily, you start hearing, I don't know, dragons or some shit. My smell didn't change that much, but my sense of emotion, like fucking really overpowers me. I get almost terrified, right? And I started doing it enough. Not only my first time, but time after time. I had these really strange experiences, and I was always in weird environments with weird people, and shit would all like weird shit happens when you're tripping, shit you would never expect to happen, right? So I went on a date with a girl. I met her on Tinder actually, first mistake, and it was really cool at first, right? It was a classic Tinder date. We went and got coffee. It was fine. She kind of spilt it. It was really cute. I cleaned it up for her. I talked about how scared I was of robots, shit like that. It was great. It was great. And then I went home, and I get a call from her about 2 hours later, and she says, "Hey Cole, I have some LSD. You want to get fucked up tonight?" And it's a hot girl, so I'm like, yeah, of fucking course I want to get fucked up tonight. So what we did is we went out to a hookah lounge down in Westport again. I'm always fucking getting high on Westport. And we did 2 tabs in, what was it, like Jerusalem Cafe. We were up on the second floor. I was playing chess with some guy who I met there. And she just kind of rolls up, starts playing music. We did tabs, just kind of wandered around. And we saw the weirdest shit. It felt like the fucking Twilight Zone down there in Westport. And actually we ended up getting kidnapped. Not like by guys in like ski masks or anything. It was like a friendly kidnapping. Like we ran into like a group of friends, and they just kind of like toted us around. And she ended up crying, telling me about like her little sister or some shit. And it was weird. It was a weird night. Actually, I think I ended up walking home that night probably like 10 city blocks, just shit you don't do when you're sober. I always end up wandering around and listening to birds or some shit. But yeah, so that's why I stopped smoking weed. Because what it would do is it would kind of send me back into that acid trip, right? I would smoke weed, and all those weird like trippy memories that I had in the past, they just kind of fuck with me. It's like they all rise up again and start terrorizing me. It's almost like, it's like when you're sober, you're cool. But then when you're getting high, it's like your head's full of fucking like rabid squirrels or some shit. And they're just hopping around looking for nuts. And you can't get them out. You can't get them out of your head no matter how hard you try. And, I already kind of battle with that anyway. I already have squirrels in my head. So I don't need drugs. But I did, I got over my fear recently. I think it was the 4th of July. I finally smoked weed again. And I just did a little bit, like 3 little hits, nothing too crazy, because I was still a little terrified. But I had a great time. I just felt fucking chill, like I used to. So I think I can get back into weed. So that's my plan in LA at least, is I'm going to go to the dispensaries out there, probably just buy a shit ton. I plan on being high probably most of the trip. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, but that's what I'm going to do in LA. Hopefully no heroin. Hopefully nothing too wild. I'll try and stay away from the cocaine, because I did have a couple years there where I was fucking with that shit. I feel like this is like I'm doing a testimony or something. I hope the police never listen to this. That guy who caught me and my ex-girlfriend up on that hill about to fuck, I hope he never listens to this. Because then my fucking old friend from high school is going to bust in the door and be like, ha ha ha, no, you did cocaine. Fuck that guy. But yeah, coke's not good either. I mean, it's okay. When I say it's not good, I mean like it's evil, right? But like everyone knows, the best things in life are totally evil. Because I think it's amazing. Honestly, the first time I did cocaine, I probably did like 5 lines, like back to back, just killing it right in the nose, right in the noggin. And I immediately felt like Rocky in Rocky 4 fighting Ivan Drago. Mainly because the house I was at, they had like one of those big heavy bags. So I did the lines off a mirror or some shit. I walked out there, just started punching that motherfucker. I felt, oh yeah, it was great. Oh, felt just like Rocky. Some people don't like it though. I've talked to people who, they tried it one time, and they're like, oh no, it's not for me. Which pretty much proves my point that I've always thought that drugs affect everybody just a little bit differently. It's like we all have such complex minds, and the human genome is like, goes on fucking forever. We still haven't mapped the whole thing, right? So, in how huge the human mind is, and how long that those genes go, everybody's mind is just a little bit different, right? I mean, we already know this, right? I mean, everyone acts differently. Everyone treats other people different. Everyone has different emotions. We react differently to different things, and that's no different than drugs, right? So what one person feels on weed, how amazing one person feels smoking a joint, someone else, it might send them into a goddamn panic attack, So everyone talks about how great weed is, things like that, and I agree, In a lot of ways, weed is great. It helps the pain, people with glaucoma, shit like that. Of course, smoke a joint. Who gives a fuck? But for some people, it can just drive you crazy. I know for me, for a long time, like I was saying, it just gave me serious panic attacks. I could not be in a room with anybody. Anybody. It didn't matter if they were my best friend in the world. If I was smoking a joint, if I got sufficiently high, I would look at them and freak the fuck out. Like, it was like super social anxiety or something like that. I don't know. But then I would get alone, and I'd just be fine. As long as nobody talked to me. I had to like throw my phone away. I couldn't even have any sort of like social interaction, even over fucking text message. I would lose my mind. But I think I'm getting better. And that's kind of why I like cocaine, actually, personally. I know some people hate it. It got me talking. It got me really talkative. So, you do it at parties. Some girl would grab your arm and bring you back to the restroom or whatever. You do some lines with her, have a great time, kiss her and shit. And then you come back out, and then you're fucking talking to everybody. It's like everybody instantly becomes that more interesting. Maybe that's what it is. They say that, or some people say that when you smoke weed, it kind of makes you realize more outside yourself. You realize other people more, things like that. Maybe other people are just fucking boring, and it terrifies me. And maybe, I don't know. Cocaine makes everything interesting. Weed, for me, makes nothing interesting. So like I can't watch a movie when I'm high. When I'm like smoking weed. I can't watch TV or anything or listen to music. I just fucking analyze it, right? So let's say I get high and I'm trying to watch an episode of like That 70s Show. Should be the perfect weed show to watch. I sit there and they start talking. Eric Foreman says some shit about Star Wars or whatever. I literally visualize the dialogue at the bottom of the screen, even if there's no subtitles. Like, I just see it and I start picking it apart. I can't enjoy anything when I'm high. That's why whenever I'm high, what I rather do is just kind of walk around, like outside in the woods, go on a hike, and just kind of think. If I get high, I want to be alone, and I just want to be able to think about shit. I don't want to have anybody else, interfering in my mind, my natural flow. Because honestly, they're just going to piss me off or make me anxious. Maybe that's it. If I can just get high and, I don't know, fucking just walk around, I better have a good time. I just start doing that. It might help me. It might help me work some shit out. And I'll tell you what, guys, this is a fucking crazy world, and there's a lot of shit I have not worked out. Obviously, I've spent almost a half an hour, and all I've covered is sex, how fat my roommate is, and drugs. All I've talked about. Well, this was kind of fun. I thought I'd have, I always talk about tons of shit, but, for right now, I think this is it. Alright, first Kolecast. Almost a half hour. Let me know what you thought about it. If I fucking suck, tell me I fucking suck. If I'm good, tell me I'm good. If you don't listen to it, then fuck you. You can't hear this anyway. But overall, thanks guys for listening to this, all 5 of you. Fuck Trevor. Yeah, that's about it. See you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, all that shit. Later.